You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Now your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa. Good morning, Coastal Bend. This is Mike B. coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. I'm sitting in this morning for the lovely Dr. Natalie Chapa, and our guest this morning is Miss Hannah Reininger. She's the Community Relations Coordinator at the USS Lexington Museum on the Bay. Good morning, Hannah. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm having a great morning. Excited to be here.
Great. We're excited to have you. I've got a lot of questions for you, Hannah, so I'm going to dive right in.
Let's go.
If that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, okay, y'all are located on North Beach.
That's right.
In Corpus Christi. How's the summer going so far?
Well, we've had a lot of rain, so that is, we're finally getting to that kind of sweet spot where we're having some good sun and, it's not too windy. And North Beach is, it's picking up. It's the summertime, school's out, and, guests are coming in and we're excited. The more the merrier, really.
Do you ever feel like North Beach is kind of overlooked as far as tourism?
Oh, definitely. I think, and it's kind of wild to think because we have two huge attractions right on North Beach, of course, the Lexington Museum as well as the aquarium. And, we get a lot of people during the weekend. And as summer starts, we do get even more people during the week time. But I really do feel like it is not as, looked upon by guests, by tourists, or even our own local community. You kind of forget about it a little bit.
It's a little crazy, Mike. It was back in the heyday. It was the place to go if you wanted to go to the water and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Now that the bridge is finished,
oh yeah,
now it's time for the spotlight to happen.
I think so too. And funny you mentioned the bridge. Like there is so many people that walk up and down it every day, and I feel like that has become almost a tourism factor in itself to see the new bridge. And so, I do feel like that is kind of getting more people out here, and it's one of those things where different times of the year we're busier than others.
Sure. Yeah. It's definitely a great attraction. I've been there many times. My favorite part of the tour of the Lexington, honestly, it's the chapel.
Awesome. Out on Tour Route 4, yes.
Okay, the last time I was in the chapel, they had Amazing Grace playing, the bagpipe version of Amazing Grace.
Correct.
Brought me to tears. No kidding. Seriously, it was great.
That's a beautiful spot. Tour Route 4 is our biggest tour route. And it's air conditioned, so during the summertime, we definitely send people down there to kind of give yourself a little break. And that is also one of my absolute favorite tour routes. You get to see a lot, and if you only have a short amount of time, to me, that's probably one of your best spots, besides, of course, the flight deck, seeing all the planes and things like that. But I agree, the chapel is beautiful.
Absolutely. Where do you see most of your tourists coming from?
I would say we do see a lot of people, from the hill country area. Definitely still Texas is like a big attraction, for certain places like San Antonio. It's only a couple hours away, Austin, or, we really want to push it to people who are already in our community. A lot of guests that come that say, oh yeah, I went here when I was, in second grade. That might have been 15 years ago or 30 years ago, and it's wild because so much has changed. We change a lot, even just throughout the year, year by year. So a lot of our guests are definitely from the state, but, a little bit outside of it as well. We do get a lot of winter Texans.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term.
Oh, yeah.
It's big down here in the coastal bend. Yeah. A lot of our volunteers are actually winter Texans. So, during the wintertime, obviously, they come down, and we get a lot of guests during that time as well because it's, finally a little bit cooled off down here.
Sure, yeah. A little bit, right?
Mm-hmm, a little bit.
Yeah, right. The keyword little.
Yes.
And you employ a lot of veterans on your on your staff, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's not a requirement. I'm not a veteran, but it's really awesome to see that we do have a large amount of veterans, not only as employers, but also as volunteers. So you get a lot of insight from those volunteers who come aboard the ship, and some of them even worked on the Lexington, which is awesome. So you're getting almost
They
live
served
history.
aboard the
Yeah,
Lexington.
you get like straight from the source where you can go ahead and you can read a lot about what happened on the ship, but someone could actually just tell you what happened, during their time in particular. So
First-hand accounts,
oh
right?
yeah, exactly. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, no kidding. By the way, I still proudly drink out of my coffee cup from Lexington's souvenir shop.
Love to hear that. Maybe we'll have to add to your collection. I'll have to bring you, another one. Get you, you can have the whole collection.
Sounds great.
Yes.
I'll take you up on that. When y'all are designing your programs, I know you have many different activities and programs.
Oh, yes.
You were mentioning a ghost tour.
Oh, yeah.
You were mentioning overnight camping, and other things. When y'all are designing these programs or thinking up these programs
Yeah.
and planning these programs, what are the things you keep in mind?
So we're really all about educating the public, right? And so a lot of our programs are education based. So in particular, our Camp Lex program, that is for nonprofit youth organizations. So
Like
Boy Scouts,
yeah.
Girl Scouts, church groups. We have ROTC kids come out. And so, it's all about kind of giving them that opportunity to experience what it was like to be, on the ship for the night. So they get to do different things. They have, they start out with a flag ceremony, then they have dinner where, the actual sailors actually had dinner. And so you kind of give them
In
a
the
little
mess
step by
hall.
step. Yeah. So you give them step by step, kind of, what it was like, but also in a manner of, we're teaching them about the ship. They get to tour for a long time, definitely after hours, and got to experience that. But also, it's just an opportunity for them, some character building too. It's such a good program. It's one of the best programs in my opinion, to send your kids to have a fun night on, an aircraft carrier. It's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, it sounds like they learn a lot more than just about the aircraft carrier. They learn all kinds of lessons.
Yeah, you're learning about, like I said, it's a character building program. So you're learning different aspects of discipline, but also it's just meant to be educational. And so that's a super great program. We have a wonderful staff that runs that, and they're so passionate about it that it makes the kids excited and passionate about it.
Sure, yeah. I think you're passionate about it too.
Oh, definitely.
That's the
I love
impression
where I
I'm
work.
getting.
No, it's a great place. And we have an education program also for different schools as well. So during the day, groups can come from different schools all over. We have even sometimes we have kids from, Minnesota, Arkansas. They travel down. They'll have like concerts. They'll play like on the stage, or they'll have like a choir or band concert. So it's just so much is going on all the time that it's, when you come aboard the ship, you're not going to always know that that's taking place, but it's something fun and extra that our guests get to experience as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I know, most people in Corpus Christi have seen the Lexington. For years we see her sitting out there in Corpus Christi Bay. Let me ask you. I called it a mess hall. Is it mess hall or galley?
So yeah, it would probably be more the galley, right? For where the students are, the Camp Lex kids will eat. It's below deck, and it's super cool. Yeah, it'd be called more of a gallery, but we do have a mess deck, which is where you can actually go as a guest, and that's where we have food, got some good snacks, drinks, all that stuff for day-to-day guests can go. We call that our mess deck.
Okay.
Yes, but the galley be more for like the kids themselves.
I got you. Okay. I want to get that right because my dad is a Navy and Coast Guard veteran, and so
awesome.
I've got to get that terminology correct.
Oh, let's hope I did too. So I'm sure I'll get beef if I didn't.
Well, the next time someone sees the Lexington, what would you tell them? When was the Lexington built?
Okay, so a little bit of background history. The Lexington was commissioned in 1943.
During World War II.
During World War
Okay.
II. So actually, I had to do a little, I got to get my research in as well. It was originally built in Quincy, Massachusetts, and it was called the USS Cabot. But after CV2, so currently we are CV16, that's our official name, and CV2 got sunk. And they ended up deciding to rename it the USS Lexington. So that, kind of that honor for it. So we are technically the 5th USS Lexington.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And Lexington, referring to Lexington, Massachusetts, the Revolutionary War battle, right?
Correct. That might have been, the original start of it and everything. But yeah, that's, there's a lot of ships that get repeated names and things like that. And so we're one of them, and we are number 5, Lexington.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay. Also known as the Blue Ghost, right?
Also known as the Blue Ghost. Yes. Now we got that nickname because there was a lot of, I believe, if I, hopefully I'm correct on this, it's a lot of Japanese soldiers were seeing the Lexington go down. They kept getting all this, being told that the Lexington had sunk. And technically we didn't, but we, that was being kind of like told throughout different groups and everything. And when we were seen again, theoretically, right, we had not sunk. They saw us again, and they kind of called it like a ghost, like we were a ghost ship in that sense. Of like, where did they come from? I thought they had sunk. So we kind of got nicknamed the Blue Ghost because of it. There's a whole story on that. It's Tokyo Rose. It was a propagandist who ended up giving us that name.
Mhm.
And now we've stuck with it, and we are the Blue Ghost.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
That is good stuff. And so it was the ship served during World War II and was commissioned until when?
So we actually there was a brief decommissioning. I'm not exactly sure, for like a few years, I believe in the 1950s, 60s, for just a few years, and then recommissioned. And then we became a training carrier. So this is where, not necessarily deployed, but they were training pilots, Navy pilots, to, take on and off the ship. And so we technically didn't decommission until 1991.
I see. Okay.
So that's 83 years this year. We celebrated in February 17th. That is when we were commissioned, February 17th, 1943. And every year we do a celebration called Stage Door Canteen to celebrate that. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys have? Awesome. It's definitely kind of the highlight of our year. It's our biggest event, and it's just to honor and celebrate that.
What other events other than Stage Door Canteen that you guys? I mean, obviously, everything national, federal or something like that.
Yes.
So, what are some of these things that people can come and experience or get more information on? Obviously, on the website.
Yes, we do. On our website at usslexington.com, we do have an events page. And so that'll give you insight throughout the upcoming year, what events take place. So we have really fun ones. Of course, I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit later, the Red, White, and Boom for 4th of July, a fireworks viewing party. We have a Top Gun movie night. That is actually, this year's the 40th anniversary of Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a really fun one for that. We have it on the flight deck. We show the movie on the flight deck. We put it on a screen, and it's awesome. But of course, like you were saying, we do a bunch of memorial service ceremonies. So like Veterans Day, we do a ceremony. Memorial Day, we just had that one. And so we do a lot throughout the year, and we do a lot of family events too, right? Coastal Bend, there's so many families here. So we have things like Polar Express movie night during Christmas and breakfast with Santa. So there's a lot that goes on throughout the year.
Nonstop, right, Hannah?
Truly nonstop, some every month, really.
That's great. We'll be right back.
This is where the world opens up to possibility, to action, to success. This is Windward Campus at Del Mar College, where cutting-edge facilities prepare you for careers in high-demand fields. and industry professionals bring real-world experience to the classroom. This is a place of discovery, opportunity, and growth. This is where potential becomes your power. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where adults and high school students alike may qualify for the Freedom to Dream tuition waiver program. The application deadline has been extended to June 30th. Learn more about the program at delmar.edu/freedom.
Este es el lugar donde quieres estar. Aquí se sueña, aquí se crece. Para graduarte y destacar, este es el campus Oso Creek de Del Mar College. Aquí encontrarás asignaturas básicas y programas exclusivos, además de laboratorios e instalaciones avanzadas. Es un espacio de innovación, transformación y acompañamiento. Este es tu momento, tu futuro. Aquí es donde perteneces. Aprende más en dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where if you already hold an associate's degree, you can start this fall earning an online bachelor's degree in organizational management and leadership. Learn more at delmar.edu/BAS. This is Viking Radio. We're back on Viking Radio at Dream Street Studios with our guest, Hannah Reininger. She's the Community Relations Coordinator at the USS Lexington Museum on the Bay. Hannah, tell me, when did the Lexington open in Corpus Christi?
So the Lexington opened in 1992. So
Okay.
yeah, we've been open for, longer than I've been alive. And so it's awesome. I mean, we've been open for such a long time, and you can go, and look at our Instagram, Facebook, and you can see from when we first opened to what we are now, and it's awesome. The change is incredible, or more so about what we've added, right? Our goal is to always keep things very authentic. We have a ton of crew members who work tirelessly to preserve the ship, and it's an old ship, as I said before, so it's something that takes a lot of work and a lot of time and patience to.
Real quick question. So, I don't want to bring up what happened to our Columbus ships, but so it's a real ship. You have to maintain it.
Oh, yes.
It's out in the elements and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So there's a regular maintenance of making sure that the ship is
Kind of up to
structurally-
code. Yeah.
up to code.
Yeah. So, obviously being in the water, being not just the water, but in the ocean, there's a lot of corrosion that happens. And so, our welders and our hull techs and all these people who, we have a very small crew, to be honest, during military times, when it was actually active, you had thousands of people on that ship working and keeping it up to date. I think we only have we have less than 100 people who work on the ship. And so it's a lot of time and effort, and, it's not always going to be perfect, but our goal is to always keep it as authentic as we possibly can, and it's kind of just, there's a lot of charm to it. I love that we try to make, especially when former crew come back, to let them see that, and they're like, wow, they didn't crazy modernize it. We, like I said, trying to keep it up to date, but also authentic.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all are doing a great job. I mean, to me, it's fascinating. I have friends who are former sailors, and I've heard a lot of stories they've told me about them being yelled at and being told, get on that rust, get rid of that rust.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that just makes it more authentic, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I think. But to keep her ship shape, so to speak, is it's a lot of work.
I can imagine.
Yes.
And I've been to ceremonies there too.
Oh, awesome.
I've been to commissioning ceremonies there in the, I think you call it the hangar deck.
Yes, I actually run those ceremonies. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have military ceremonies there all the time, different kinds, retirements. We have people who are getting enlisted or change of command. And so those are really special, and guests love them too. They sometimes, I feel like, think maybe it's like a show we're putting on
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, and
And
those have to be sharp,
yes.
right?
Oh, yes. Everybody, we have all different branches of military that do their ceremonies there. And it's really cool to get to see how the traditions change on how those are run. And so that's really fun part of my job for sure.
So I guess that involves a lot of partnership with the local bases,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. We do have a really great partnership with them. We work with them often. When we do have those military ceremonies, or if even our Memorial Day or Veterans Day, we'll have Marines come out and they do the flags ceremony itself to be able, just a lot of partnership with them, and it's really special because the military is a huge part of our community, and we want to make sure that everybody's happy. And I feel like for us getting to help them do these ceremonies feels really special.
That's great. How long have you been at the Lexington?
Wow, we're getting close to almost 2 years. Sometimes it feels like it's only been a few months, and then sometimes it feels like I've been working there a lifetime. But it's such a special job because, how many people get to say they go to work and they work on an aircraft carrier museum? It's a very unique job, and I love it.
It sounds very cool.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
especially you're walking past the beach every morning.
Yeah, that is definitely a nice perk, I gotta say. It's a nice drive, that's for sure. Pretty to look at.
Where are you originally from?
So I am from Fredericksburg, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from the Hill Country, and I actually did go to school here at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and so after I had finished school, I ended up deciding to come back to Corpus, and it's kind of funny, there's like this whole classic picture that a lot of graduates will take, kind of holding the boat behind them on their hand, right? And I have that picture too when I graduated, and it's kind of like, was I predicting my future?
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we will forgive you for not being a Del Mar College
Yes,
alumni.
I
but
know. Shame on me, but
That's okay if you ever want to come
hey,
back
my
to
mom
college.
went to Del Mar.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
right?
oh,
That's
there you
right,
go.
yeah.
There you
What
go.
time
Hey,
period
I have
was that?
family. Yes. She went to school like mid 80s or so she got her RN here. So,
Wow.
yeah, and she worked at Spawn on Shoreline, or on Ocean Drive, and it, kind of funny, a little full circle that I ended up going to school in the same city.
That's amazing. That's
Yes.
amazing. And we love Fredericksburg. That's
yeah.
a great place, great town.
Mm-hmm.
And they have of course, the Nimitz Museum there, right?
Yes, yeah. I grew up going to that as well. It's kind of fun. Yeah, my grandmother was a volunteer there, and I got to go to that museum all the time. And when I went there as an adult, it had like completely been redone, and it's awesome. That place is really cool as well.
I've heard great things. I want to go there.
Oh yeah, ours, we have a ship in the water, so I hate to be biased or anything.
Sure. Yeah. Tell me, I know that y'all have the 4th of July event coming up.
Oh,
Red,
yes.
White, and Boom firework viewing party.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's on the flight deck, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me all about that.
So, this is special, right? Because it's America's 250th. So we're really hoping to kind of go all out. It really, I can't imagine a more perfect setting to feel patriotic, feel that patriotism, be with your friends, be with your family, than sitting on a real, life aircraft carrier and getting to watch fireworks. It's the perfect setting. We have, in my opinion, probably one of the best views in town. And we get a nice breeze, and you can bring a picnic blanket, bring a chair. We will have chairs provided, of course, but we have food, we have drinks, we'll have live music, we will have even patriotic souvenirs. Where it's going to be a great night filled with a lot of fun. So, it's one of our most anticipated events of the year, but it does sell out quickly.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yes. We only went live with ticket sales last week, and it's filling up fast. So if people are interested, I would definitely recommend getting your ticket while you can.
And that starts at 7 p.m. Saturday, July 4th
Yes.
on the USS Lexington. Repeat your website address real quick.
Yes, it's at usslexington.com, but you can also go to our Facebook, Instagram, all of our social media has all the links to be able to purchase those tickets as well.
And you have discounts for military and veterans, correct?
Yes, we do. There is a discount for our military with an ID and also our members. So museum members actually also get a discount, and that's a really big one for us. I also run the membership program, so I highly recommend becoming a Lexington Museum member because you get discounts on events all year long too.
Okay.
Is there family packages to do that memberships and stuff? How
So
can
we
people do
have
that?
like individual, couple, family memberships. We actually also have corporate memberships too. So corporate members who are looking to do that, it's a great opportunity for your employees to kind of get to experience what's in our backyard in the Coastal Bend area. So yeah, there's tons of them.
Sounds like a great place to have a retreat, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm there totally.
Yeah, we hold special events all the time for different companies. We have weddings, reunions, all sorts of events take place.
And you said for the 4th of July event, people can bring their own lawn chairs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bring what's comfortable for you, but if you forget one, no problem, we got you. But definitely you can bring, like I said, even a picnic blanket, whatever is going to be comfortable for you. We got tons of space on the flight deck. So, it can fit I think it's 3 in theory, right? You could put 3 simultaneous basketball games up there and still have some room. Yeah, it's a huge place.
Great. And you started working at the Lexington 2 years ago.
Just
you
about,
said.
yep.
And did you move down here for the job?
I didn't. I didn't move down here specifically for that. I was, that kind of just fell at the right time, and I was looking for work, and I couldn't picture a better place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned Top Gun,
Oh yeah.
but what about Pearl Harbor? That
Oh,
was
yeah.
actually filmed there. Do you have
Yes.
something?
Okay, yeah, we have a Pearl Harbor exhibit actually. We were not in the battle. USS Lexington CV-16 was not in the Battle of Pearl Harbor, but it is such an important part of World War II history that we wanted to honor that that entire thing. But we did. Yeah, we had the movie filmed there. It was pretty awesome.
I remember Ben Affleck and others were here in Corpus.
Oh yes, yeah,
for the filming of that movie.
great movie.
I agree totally. The only thing, Hannah, that I don't like about the Lexington is every time I go there, people start calling me Maverick, and I have to remind them I'm not Maverick.
Oh, I know. Spitting image.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. And I wear the Ray-Ban
Oh,
aviator shades.
absolutely.
Do you guys? Well, I know it was mainly the pilots have nicknames, but do you guys have certain nicknames that you guys have amongst yourselves?
Yeah, there's definitely a few nicknames thrown around here. So I don't know if our executive director, he was an actual Navy pilot. Pilot, but also he was a captain. And so he had a nickname for when he was flying, and it was Slash, which sounds so cool. I love it.
Wow, he was probably Slash before Slash the guitarist, right?
Oh yeah.
Have no idea, but we love that. We love giving that. It's a great name. It's also even fun to hear the military ceremonies. You'll hear all these people's call signs, and so. But yeah, no, there's definitely some fun nicknames, but all in good fun for sure.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Hannah. This has been a great conversation. I really appreciate you coming in today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a great time. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And this is Mike B., and this is Viking Radio at Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great one. This show is a production of Del Mar College. Follow us on Spotify at Viking Radio.